Fanatics coming at you again. Welcome everyone to we are getting so close. Wait, actually, we're halfway. Yeah, right. Because we'll do top 16, and this is so this and the next one are halfway. So we're at 17, and honestly, this team should be higher, and it's gonna make everybody kind of mad that I think is higher, and everybody tells me how bad this team is, but this is a what? Um, I have the New England Patriots at 17, and they're too low. I have them way too low. But I already had all the info out for them, and I didn't have anything else printed out because they're 17 for me, and I don't have 16 or 15 printed out. And I like basically write I like the roster and stuff filled out, and I like write notes around it. That's how I kind of do it. And I didn't have anyone else printed out, and I wanted to go ahead and get this out. So they're 17 for me, but they're higher. They are higher than 17. And I actually kind of want to touch on why we do this. Let me just go over some Vegas numbers for you. And I'm starting to kind of think that it's a conspiracy with Vegas and the national media of the media is saying that somebody's bad so that they bet the under of the over under on these guys, and then they just collect all the money because what? For a lot of these guys, I have no idea what's going on. No idea. So I'm going to go over some teams that were bad last year and they're projected more wins. I'm going to tell you the last time their coach had more wins and the last time the team had more wins. And if they had an amount of wins and the projections lower than their wins last year, I'm going to tell you the last time their coach had under those wins and the last time the team had under those wins. All right? So the Atlanta Falcons were 7-10 last year. Arthur Smith, he ain't had a winning season ever. The Falcons haven't had a winning season in 5 years. Not since like almost the Super Bowl. I gotta be honest, like they were the one team I didn't write down because but they were the first one on my thing. But they haven't won anything in a long time. I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't have it written down, and it's my mistake. Maybe I'll do it on my phone while I'm trying to do it at the same time. So the Atlanta Falcons are projected 8.5 wins. They had 7 wins last year. They had 7 wins the year before. Arthur Smith ain't never had 7 wins. You know where he comes from? He comes from Tennessee. Tennessee basically has the same kind of team. He has Derrick Henry. They like to run the ball. They have DeAndre Hopkins compared to Drake London. They have Tannehill compared to Ritter. And then you're just saying, why are you saying that Atlanta's better than Tennessee? Yeah, Tennessee got crushed with injuries last year. They aren't going to this year. They're projected 7.5 wins. They had 7 wins last year. They started the year 7-3. And they got crushed with injuries and just started losing all their games. Ryan Tannehill is better than Desmond Ritter. DeAndre Hopkins is better than Drake London. Sorry to tell you, Mike Vrabel has won more than 7.5 games before. Arthur Smith ain't never done that. So they also have we've already gone over the Falcons. I don't know why they're projected 8.5 wins. So let's just keep going. I'll get the last time they won it. You get it. They haven't won more than 8.5 games in a long, long time. The Bears under Eberflus, they're projected 7.5 wins. The last time Eberflus won 7.5 wins or more, never. He's never won 7.5 wins or more. Justin Fields has won 5 games ever. He's 5-20. They're projected 4.5 more wins, and they lost Montgomery and they gained DJ Moore. And then DJ Moore, I wish DJ Moore was giving us 4.5 wins when he was on the Panthers, because apparently he's a check up for 4.5 wins. It's not about like roster or coaching. You get one player, you get 4.5 more wins, I guess. Or I guess 5 more wins if you're betting the over. So Eberflus ain't done that. And they haven't done that since Mitch Trubisky. Like, all right, let's keep going. Last time, the the Cleveland Browns, I just did them, and I actually have them more. But I'm trying to make a point here. The last time they were 7-10 last year. The last time they had over 9.5 wins was in 2020 when they had Baker Mayfield. Last time Deshaun Watson had that many wins was 2020. No, 2019. Yeah, he only had 4 wins. He hasn't had 9.5 or more wins since 2019. Let's keep going. Broncos 8.5 wins in a. I actually think they're going to beat this too, but because of coaching, they were 5-12 last year. They get Sean Payton, they're going to be 8.5 or more wins. They haven't had that many wins since 2016 is the last time they had over 8.5 wins. Sean Payton hasn't had 8.5 wins since he was the Saints with Drew Brees. Let's keep going. The Lions, 9.5 wins. They had 9 wins last year, and they had to go 6-1 to get that 9.5 wins. They started, so 6. Let's do the math. 3-7. They started 3-7. They needed DJ Shark to come back and get nearly 100 yards a game to get a 6-1 winning streak going. They got destroyed by the Panthers. The Panthers last year, and the Panthers are projected to go 7.5 wins, which they came up because it was 6.5, but now it's 7.5 wins. And that team last year with Steve Wilkes and Donta Foreman and crushed that team, like destroyed that team. And they lost DJ Chark, they lost Jamal Williams, they lost DeAndre Swift, they lost TJ Hawkinson. They have Jameson Williams suspended. Where are they getting 9.5 wins from a team that had to go 6-1 just to get 9 wins last year? And Dan Campbell ain't never won 9 or more games, or 9.5 or more games. So Lions ain't done it in a long time. They haven't won 9.5 or more games in a long, long time. Definitely not with Dan Campbell. So let's get going. The Saints projected 9.5 wins. Dennis Allen ain't never had 9.5 wins. Carr has had more than 9.5 wins twice in 9 years. They had 7 wins last year. Why are we giving them 9.5 wins? So then we're going to the team that I have, the Patriots. 6.5 wins is their over-under this year. The last time Bill Belichick had lower than 6.5 wins, the year 2000. 23 years ago was the last time Bill Belichick had under 6.5 wins. Why? Who do they lose? They lost Jacoby Myers, got Juju. They still have Judon, Jabril Peppers. They still got basically the same offensive line. They added Zeke who would play the Damian Harris role. Damian Harris was hurt all last year. Ty Montgomery was hurt all last year. Ramondre Stevenson's pretty good. Last time I saw, they added Mike Gesicki. They got Bill O'Brien. Yeah, I went to PFF. They ranked the best offensive coordinators in the league. They ranked Bill O'Brien number 3. This team was 8-9 last year. They would have been 9-8 if Jacoby Myers didn't throw the ball directly to a Raiders player and the guy runs it back for a touchdown. This team was like this close to being 9-8. But we're going to have under 6.5 wins? Bill Belichick's going to have under 6.5 wins. Really. That's what we're doing. Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. Ever, ever, ever. Last time the Pittsburgh's had a losing season was 2003. They projected 8.5 wins. They had 9 wins last year. Got their star pass rusher back. Kenny Pickett's in his second year. Pickens is in his second year. What, like, why? I don't understand why we're hitching our wagon to Desmond Ritter, Justin Fields, Deshaun Watson, who was awful last year and hasn't really played a full season since 2021. Russell Wilson, I can see that a little bit more because he's proven it. Derek Carr, who always loses, he's had 2 winning seasons in 9 years. 2. And his coach has had his best win season last year was last year. His best season was last year was 7. And they were giving him 9.5 wins. But Mike Tomlin, your first losing season this year, even though nothing happened and all your team only got better. Bill Belichick, you're going to lose a win and a half. So you can bet the under on 6.5 wins. He ain't had that in 23 years, and his team got better. All right, let's we do what we always do. We go to Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus has the O-line for the Patriots 13th, D-line 12th, and secondary 12th. All right. You got the third best. You had Matt Patricia last year. Your team should have been 9-8 with Matt Patricia. You got the third best OC apparently by Pro Football Focus. You get 12 draft picks. And let's just do when people talk. Listen, right? What picks right away are going to help? Corner. They get a corner in their first round. You know who's really good at getting corners to play really well? Bill Belichick. Think of J.C. Jones went to the Chargers. Not any good. The other Jones, what's his first name? I can't remember. Whatever. He's got Jabril Peppers. He's got a first-round corner. Jack Jones? No, that's a singer. What's that guy's name? Whatever. His name's Jones. I can't remember his last name. But he's all amazing now. He's always going to have a good secondary. Matthew Judon's one of the best pass rushers in the league. Oh, by the way, so Fields and Mac Jones were in the same draft class. Mac Jones is 16-15. Fields is 5-20. Well, Mac Jones went into a better system. I know he did. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he went to a better system. Trevor Lawrence is 12-22. Trey Lance is 2-2. That's their draft class. All right, and I guess Zach Wilson, who is 8-14. Mac Jones is 16-15. Yeah, he went to a better system. I know. So his weapons, maybe not amazing. They're probably on par with. I mean, not like he's not on par with DJ Moore, but probably on par with the Bears overall. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson's better than Herbert, and then you got Juju, and you got Devontae Parker, who they just gave some money to, and then you got Hunter Henry and Gesicki. I mean, those are all like big targets. Those are all red zone targets. And you got one of the best defensive minds ever, and you got the third best OC in the league, apparently. Why are they bad? They drafted cornerback, DN, linebacker. So they're already good defense. They're adding to it. Center, offensive tackle, and another offensive lineman. So they're saying, we're going to run the ball and we're going to play really good defense. You know who's good at running the ball and playing good defense? Bill Belichick. He's done it for a long time. Ain't had below 6.5 wins in 23 years. Yeah, Tom Brady bounces and he gets stuck with. I love Cam Newton, but he gets stuck in a COVID year with Cam Newton. They go 7-9. Andrew Luck retires. Frank Reich is blown away. I mean, he had concussions, and they go 7-9. It happens when a great player retires, and you got to just fix it on the fly. Then he gets Mac Jones in his rookie year. He goes 10-7. 2 years ago, he goes 10-7. Well, I mean, you can't win without a quarterback. You need a quarterback to win. Oh, really? Let me see who was in the Super Bowl. Let's just take Mahomes and let me just take Mahomes and Brady out because we know they're great. So we have Matt Stafford, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jared Goff, Nick Foles, Matt Ryan. I didn't want to go too more further because it would hurt my feelings. The Panthers are next. So let's see who was in the AFC Championships at that time. Josh Allen, Ryan Tannehill, Blake Bortles, and old Ben Roethlisberger. NFC, Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Case Keenum. You can win without a great quarterback. We see it. Mac Jones is 16-15. He's the only one of those first-round quarterbacks with a winning record. Nobody thought Jalen Hurts was any good 2 years ago, and then he busted out last year. But it can't happen to Kenny Pickett. Why not? It's going to be his second year. He was drafted ahead of where Jalen Hurts was drafted. It's just so wild that we just get so obsessed with the razzle-dazzle of a quarterback. Like, Justin Fields is 5-20. Done nothing. Eberflus has done nothing. Oh, no, maybe 7.5 wins. Bill Belichick hasn't had lower than 6.5 wins in 23 years, coming off 8-9 with the same quarterback. Wow, man, why do we do this to ourselves? And then we're surprised. Wow, I thought that team was going to be bad. It went 8-9, and they should have beat Green Bay, and they should have beat the Raiders. They went to overtime with Green Bay with Brian Hoyer and Bailey Zappi. All right, let's go. Let's go through what happened last year. So they go at Dolphins, they lose. At Steelers, they win. Lose at home to the Ravens. They lose at Packers in overtime with Brian Hoyer gets benched for Zappi. They shut out the Lions 29-0. 29-0. They shut out the Lions. The Lions that are going to be 9.5 wins next year because they had Jeremy Gibbs. Well, they got Ramondre Stevenson. He's pretty good too. So Dan Campbell, Bill Belichick. Maybe they'll score some points against the Lions if they play them. Do they play them this year? No. Man, Detroit might have been able to score this time. They beat the Broncos 38-15. Wow, they're scoring a lot of points for a bad team. That's Matt Patricia? Oh, wow. They lose to the Bears with Zappi at quarterback. They beat the Jets 22-17. Wow, you put 22 points up against the Jets, Stevens? Jeez. They beat the Colts at home 26-3, and they beat the Jets 10-3. And then they lose to the Vikings 33-26. They lose to the Bills at home 24-10. They lose at Cardinals 27-13. They win at Cardinals 27-13. They lose at Raiders, that last second play where Jacoby Myers throws it to the other team. And then they lose the Bengals 22-18. Wow, the Bengals made it the conference championship. This is 3. They needed to win that game, too. It was 22-18 with Matt Patricia. That's crazy. They beat the Dolphins. Dolphins made the playoffs, didn't they? And then they lose at Bills. That was the crazy Naheem Hines game where he runs 2 back for a touchdown. And go 8-9. They beat some pretty good teams. So I don't know why. I don't know why we think that they're one bad. I guess because Mac Jones is kind of goofy, and the Patriots are kind of boring. We don't want them to be good. We're tired of the Patriots being good, but they're good. They're a good team. 12th best O-line, 13th best 13th best O-line, 12th best D-line. And 12th rated secondary. They're going to be better than 12th. It's Bill Belichick. They're going to be better than 12th. Yeah, they're going to be better than 12th. Yeah, and they got Mac Jones, who is 16 and 15. They got Bill O'Brien, who is the 3rd best OC in the league, apparently. You're giving Sean Payton 3.5 wins just by being the coach. They had 5 wins last year. 5 wins. Sean Payton, 3.5 wins. Bill O'Brien, 3rd best OC. He's going to come in, take Matt Patricia's place, and sorry, you only get 6.5. Man, this is so silly. So for me, I have them beating Philly at home. They lost Hargrave, they lost Gardner Johnson. They could make a move. I think they're going to be able to stop Penny and Swift. Their secondaries too. They're gonna beat the Eagles at home. They're just going to. I got them beating Miami at home. I got them losing at Jets. That's gonna be fun. That game is gonna be, I think, because he took Aaron Rodgers to overtime with Bailey Zappi. And he beat Jets twice last year. I know they got Aaron Rodgers this year, but I'm just saying that he owns the Jets usually. So yeah, I'm losing the Jets. I got them losing at Dallas. I got them beating New Orleans because they can't stop the run and just going to run it down your throat. I got them winning at Vegas revenge game. I got them winning against Buffalo at home. I got them losing at Miami. I got them winning at home against the Commanders. That would be a little different if it was at Washington, but at home I think they're going to beat the Commanders. I got winning at home against Indy. I got them losing at Giants. I'm probably going to change that. I think I'm going to give them another win because I'm pretty sure that's off a bye. So I think I'm giving that win at Giants. Then I'm going to give them win at Chargers, or at home against Chargers, a loss at Pittsburgh. I got them beating Kansas City. I think that's I got Kansas City going on a late run. I think that's going to be like not a trap game, but I think it's going to be tough. And it's going to be tough. And then I got them lost at Denver. I might have them winning that game too. And then I got them lost at Buffalo. So I had them at 11, 10-7, barely making into the playoffs. I think I'm either going to have them winning at Denver or at Giants. I got to look over it again, mostly just because I try to keep an open mind about every team and not even like fall into the trap of, oh man, they're going to be terrible this year. Where are they terrible? They're not terrible at all. They got a goofy quarterback, but that quarterback he's going in his third year, man. Justin Fields is going to have a breakout year this year, apparently. He's going into his third year. He's had a winning season. Trevor Lawrence has had a winning season. Fields has never had a winning season. Wilson, poor guy. I don't know if he's going to make a team. I don't know. Trey Lance, I don't know if he's going to make a team. I don't know why we just dismissed. Oh, they don't have the weapons. Weapons, man. The weapons. Ryan Tannehill was in the Case Keenum. Blake Bortles. Who was on that team with Blake Bortles? Is Alan Hearns? Allen Robinson, Alan Hearns? Was he on that? They were on the team? I guess they're pretty good. Juju won his Super Bowl last year. He was the best receiver on a Super Bowl team. I don't know what to tell you, man. Everybody's raving about how good Ramondre Stevenson is. I think he's good too, but I don't think he's going to be as good in fantasy as people think he's going to be, and especially not since signing Zeke. You don't think Bill Belichick's going to run the ball like 90 times a game anyways? He drafted 3 offensive linemen in the first. He had 12 picks last year. He just drafted. I'm just drafting offensive linemen. One's going to work, right? Oh, man. And then Bill O'Brien's the third best OC. He's going to scheme something up. Just because it's boring doesn't mean it's not still good. Blake Bortles was boring. He went to the conference championship game. Nick Foles is terrible. He's not. I don't know if he's even on a roster right now. That was 4 years ago or 5 years ago. He couldn't find a job after that game. Yeah, we're just so lazy. It's just so lazy. It's a good team. It's a good roster. Solid O-line, solid D-line. Bill Belichick's probably the best secondary coach in the league. He drafted a cornerback in the first round to go along with Jabril Peppers, Jones. I forgot the cornerback's name. I probably should have written it down. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, Matthew Judon's going to just wreak havoc. They're good. They're a good team, man. They're a very, very good team. It's almost like the Patriots are a good team, huh? Interesting. Interesting. It's like saying the Steelers are a good team. They're usually pretty good, right? I mean, I guess they've had a winning record since 2003. But what are they projected at? 8.5 wins. They haven't had a losing record in 20 years. Yep, that makes sense. Because usually when quarterbacks go in their second year, they get better. No, I mean, no, sorry. The logic is worse. Yeah. When they go in the second year, they get worse. Like when Jalen Hurts went in his second year. Oh, wait, he went to a Super Bowl. This is silly. All right, guys. That's all I got. Just be better, right? Just be better. Be better, media and people before you dismiss a team. Just kind of like think about it for a second. Like almost like if you're the greatest coach of all time, you're probably gonna be okay for the most part. You might have to go through a rebuilding year when the greatest quarterback of all time leaves. You probably have to rebuild a little bit. That makes sense. Like the Saints are doing. They don't have Bill Belichick as their coach. They have Dennis Allen. What is he, 15-38? Is that what he is? He's had some losing seasons. But that logic is reversed for him. So when you have a losing seasons, a lot of times, this year's going to be the year where you break through. But it's also going to be the year where a guy that hasn't had that low of a number since 2020 is going to go the other way. So this is going to be a crazy year. Just everything's it's like the opposite world. It's like where black is up is down, black is white. I think that's what Vegas is telling us this season is. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. That is funny. Sorry, I just kind of rambled too long, but just think about it for a second. It's just, does anybody actually just think about it? They're like, oh no, but Mac Jones goofy. They're gonna be bad. Okay, all right, well, okay, sounds good. Whatever you say. All right, guys. Sorry, this went a little bit longer, but I was just like too. It's just too like, huh? Like what? Okay. You mean good coaches usually perform pretty well? Huh. Interesting. Man, that Andy Reid guy, he's doing pretty well. John Harbaugh, Shanahan. Yeah, usually pretty good coaches. They do pretty well. All right, y'all. That's a lot. That's too much. I'm gonna get this done before 30 minutes. So by the time I add the music and all that kind of stuff, it'll be right there. So all right, I'm getting out of here. All right, bye.